We've trashed a few environments with BT. That's what we're meant to do. We're meant to try these things out. But if you thought it was bad with voice, when you get to video, it's going to be tough. So actually building the right strategy, and first and foremost for unified comms, is getting a unified comms ready infrastructure. So deploying end-to-end quality of service, building an infrastructure that you can deploy new services on, real-time, bandwidth-hungry applications onto without impacting what's there already. And then the end game, what are we looking to do? So unified comms to me is just technology. It's just a technical thing, okay? And I like technology, so that's good. But it's actually just connecting things together, bringing together a series of disparate, old and new communications mediums into a single user interface or a couple of user interfaces. Okay, that's what unified comms is. And the prize is actually, when you've done that, it's about facilitating greater collaboration across the organization, facilitating greater collaboration outside of the organization to partners and customers and surrounding businesses and business partners. It's about building better communities internally. It's about getting competitive edge. It's about salespeople who've got the ability to collaborate when they're on the front line, fully collaborate, not just text or email, but actually have real access to systems to give them competitive edge when they're in front of the customer, the confidence to actually be able to deliver something the next day. It's about the contact center environment. It's about being able to establish where second line support is, where technical support is in a technical environment, in a sales environment, to be able to close, for an agent to be able to close a sale quicker, or for second or third or fourth line support in a contact center environment who isn't necessarily on site, but somebody to be able to pinpoint where that person is and actually get faster trouble to resolve an issue, a problem, ultimately impacting customer satisfaction. That's what we're trying to get to. And it's the technical thing first, and then secondarily, it's the prize at the end of it is collaboration and business productivity. So that's the third thing. And a lot of any CIOs in here, by the way? No? I'm not going to slag them off, don't worry. But a lot of CIOs, and if you anyone reads CIO magazine, it's a good source of information for trends and stuff. A lot of CIOs have been working away at the back end of the business, and there's a lot of cost being removed, there's a lot of migrations happening, there's a lot of stuff going on. The finance director is marginally happy or marginally less angry, I think, whichever way you look at it, because actually there's a lot of rationalization being done. But at the front end of the business, okay, there's still not a lot of visual signs of how you're going to hit that box number 3 over there. And we're getting a lot of pressure now to start getting to the front end, as well as doing the work at the back end, as well as driving the cost out, building the strategy. We want to see some short-term impacts at the front. So what we've done with our strategy, particularly our hosted strategy, I guess, is had that very much in mind, about how can we actually get to a point where you start to see some impact at the front end of the business. So this is BT's unified comms strategy on a page. Basically, the cloud, we believe in, we don't believe in being too prescriptive about site, enterprise or cloud. We think one's right for one type of customer, one for another, but in reality, most organizations are going to have a combination of the two for the next, I don't know, 10 to 15 years. We think a blend of the two is going to be right for most organizations. And whether you're expanding into a new geo where you've got no presence, no capability, then a cloud solution works well, potentially. If you flip that on its head, if you've got a remote geo with a very small satellite office, it might be the place where you've got the new Cisco Call Manager, and actually the rest of Europe has got legacy TDM equipment. So in that case, you would leave the enterprise switch, the Cisco switch, in place in the geo, and you'd probably look at putting in a hosted solution in Europe to refresh all the old technology. So you can flip that model on its head. It really depends on the preference of the organization, how up for, the more hosted, the more cloud services they are, whether they've got capex to invest or whether it's an opex model they're looking for, how encumbered they are by legacy. Legacy is a big issue for a lot of organizations, and the PBX just won't die, will it? Anyone had a PBX die recently? Yeah? What was it? Would you say what it was? Was it an Avaya?
No, it was a Bosch system.
Bosch?
Yeah.
My goodness.
I knew that would shock you.
That did. That's impressive.